So I'm just gonna set this up so you guys can see. I just put Skye on place and I have tethered her. She typically has a little bit of a meltdown at the beginning, but is actually really easy to just ignore, and I find the more I talk, the more worked up she gets, which is fine. I have her tethered. The tether is super short, so it keeps her on the place bed where I don't have to intervene. She can kind of step off with one foot, but then is kind of stuck there, so then she has to go back on. So I've tethered it in a way where she can't get fully off, so that I don't have to go give her attention. That is her biggest thing, is she wants me to give in to the whining. So I'm just gonna sit here and let her whine, just so you can see what it looks like when I ignore her. Just let me know if you need anything, okay? Good. So a couple important things that are happening here. I am not giving her any attention. I'm not giving her any eye contact. I'm not talking to her. I'm letting her self-regulate. I am not giving her any input, which is why I make sure that the leash is nice and short. You'll also notice when my kid came in, he gave her zero attention, but we still do life around her. So life is just moving around, and you need to learn how to settle. Not everything is your business. Not everything is for you to check out. She needs to learn to be neutral at home, and not just outside, because that's where it's going to be most difficult. So she's making good choices. Hopefully, I'm trying to see the video. Hopefully she's not chewing something down there. I will stop chewing. And I do want to be careful about what I correct in these moments, because she is so needy for attention. Sometimes dogs will start doing things wrong if they know that will get them attention, and then that's when I move to the e-collar, but we are not there yet. So I just have to pay attention, make sure she has tried to chew the leash once or twice, and I told her no, and she was done with that. I didn't let her sit in it for too long. I am always observing her. I'm not going to leave her tethered and just leave. But those are a couple of those important things that are happening while all of this is also happening. And she's getting good at it. Like, she always puts up a little bit of a fight, which is why I wanted to make a video, just so that you could see what we work through, what we allow, what we don't allow, because this is going to be a huge part of what I need you doing when she comes home. I need you tethering her at times where you don't really need to be doing too much with her. Mealtime, cooking, watching a movie, you know, half of it can be tethered place time, half of it can be cuddle time. So it's not necessarily about taking the affection away, it's just not allowing it to be demanded, which she is really good at. So I don't want to allow demanding affection, but if she demands affection and I tell her no, and then she walks away and she goes and lays down and self-regulates, then I can walk over to her and give her attention. So it's more about time and place, not being forced to give the affection, and not allowing her to choose that whenever she wants it, she gets it, because that is just not how life works, unfortunately. We are trying to teach her impulse control and teach her how to regulate, and if she thinks that she gets what she wants when she wants all the time, it's going to translate and bleed into other areas of her life. So I knew she wasn't fully rested. She actually does fall asleep here and takes naps. I have some videos of her dreaming on here. So just laying down is not full rest either. I do want her to get to a point of like turning off and taking a nap. While I'm very happy with her choosing to like sit and lay down, those are all good stepping stones. My end result, or my end goal, is to fully just turn off and take a nap. This was actually, I would say, one of the more quieter sessions, which just tells me she's getting better at it. But she has been, like, I don't want to say really loud, because there are dogs that are much louder than she is, but she does bark here and there. Here we go. Just bark here and there and howls and does her husky things, but overall it's manageable. It doesn't persist, which is good. It doesn't get worse. Just happens, stop. So things that I'll do before I put them on place always is I make sure they have pottied. I make sure they are fulfilled and have been walked and played with. We just came back in from a play session and a training session, so she had lots of activity. And I make sure they're watered. So I make sure all those things happen before I put them onto a tethered decompression time, just so that I know when they're whining, it's not because they need something, it's because they're struggling to regulate. And then I would just do this until she falls asleep. And then I would let her sleep. And the thing that's not gonna bring her off is her whining. Even if she falls asleep and then wakes up, I'm gonna make sure that I release her off of it when she's being calm and good. So I hope this helps.